You know, welcome back to Nick Land's Comic Corner, Classic Us Known Classics. This is episode number 3192 and Doubleshot number 3086. Two hour trades. First up is White Widow. Yep. Welcome to Vinalhaven. There's only one reason why this series was released. Pro Thunderbolts. That's really the reason for it. It is Yelena's. I believe this is her first ever solo title because, yes, she was a co-starring character in the first two volumes of Black Widow, but this is her first sole lead title. This is also pretty much the last known Black Widow book I have left. Actually, there is one more Black Widow book left to review, but miniseries-wise, I believe this is the penultimate because I know there's one for Venom War. That's called Venomous. That is a Black Widow book, so I have to call Venomous. And that's it. Yeah, when they can see that one, I'm done with Black Widow. So, yes, in the cover you see here, find Hydra, basic Agents of AIM. So you could say this book is sort of a spin-off of the most recent volume for Thunderbolts. Who writes it? Sarah Geely, with art by Alessandro Macarlo. The cover art is the first issue in issue 4 is David Marquez. Well, David Marquez pretty much does the artwork for most of the artwork here, most of the covers here. He does the covers all 4 issues. Rachel Rosenberg does the cover, co-does it with issues 1 and 4. 3 is Matthew Wilson. Starts off with Captain America. Well, we start with White Widow, where she is interrogating some guy. Captain America steps in. She, of course, gets a skin with him. And, of course, Cap thinks that Martel is a psychic, but actually is her mentee. Yeah, basically is her mentor. You have her basically just living in a house. Basically, it's like this interpretation of Yelena is very tiny, loosely based upon the live-action version of her who appeared in Black Widow. Which, for some weird reason, I made a rant video about this. Some people think because she was the last character seen that it was actually her movie. And I pointed this out, though. Is she the character in the poster? Does she appear in the poster? Who is the primary focus character in the Black Widow movie? Natasha Romanoff. That's who it is. Not Yelena. Yelena, yeah, the ending was set up basically Hawkeye, but my argument was she is not the main character. It is not her movie. It's Natasha's. Just that simple. It was similar with Dial of Destiny, where some people thought that the New Girl was the main character movie. And I'm like, no. No, she's not. Her name is not Indiana Jones. It was a lot of basically really misconceptions when it comes to movies. So I had to do a whole rant video. Well, actually, it's part of Open Topics, where I distinctly made an argument. It's not what some people might say it's these characters' movies, but who's the actual main character. In Black Widow, it's Natasha Romanoff. In Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, it's Indy. He's the main character, not New Girl. Yes, I don't know why in the world people assume that these new female characters are the actual stars of the movie, despite the fact the movie is not focused on them at all. No, they're not the main character. Anyways, so a lot of this miniseries is just her. By the way, also she has also got a thing on her side. Yeah, and of course, basically, it looks like, so, Captain America apparently hurt this girl, and of course then we see this scene, which I'm sure probably the artists really want to do this. Yeah, let's depict Yelena briefly in her underwear for one panel. It's a lot of, there's also drones in here. We have, and you read this book, okay, then we have one issue, first issue, she briefly teams up with Captain America. Now it's teamed with Wolverine, which just seems a little better. And more small town stuff here. And so far reading this, you're like, okay, so you see beat people up. So yeah, it takes the White Widow in issue 2 and 3. Like, okay, so 3 basically she tries to assassinate. You think, oh yeah, here's the thing. Issue 3, she's fighting She-Hulk. Yes, and the reason, because she was hired to kill her client. Yep, though She-Hulk stops her. And then there is, okay, so look at this panel, you're like, with that mask, like, oh, is that Gwenpool? Nope, it's Elena, wearing a mask. It's just that the mask looks exactly like Gwenpool's. I don't know why in the world the artist did this. It's just that the way it's designed and the eye holes, it's freaking Gwenpool's mask. Yes. And take some weird guy, and of course you have these 3 people in blue mask. Issue 4 gets to fight with basically, well, her predecessor as a Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, the woman she tried to replace. And then there's a brief scene where it looks like you have Yelena paying attention to a woman who has got a scorpion tattoo on her chest. You are Ratia Beast. Yeah, and the way she's drawn here, it's almost like she's a slightly older woman who looks really good for her age. It's like the artwork depicts her, she's pushing 40, but doesn't look it. I'm sure this character probably supposed to be younger. It just, the artwork makes it look like she's basically about 40, just show off a lot of skin. And lots of scorpion stuff. This one on the cover, it looks like basically took on AIM. Weird thing is, she is not fighting AIM. It just, and the book just ends. It's a okay miniseries per se. Nothing wrong with Elena. It's just that, with the exception of the opening scenes, which draw people in, it feels as though reading this book, like, you're like, what the heck happens over the course of these 4 issues? It's almost like you have nothing happening. Yeah, I give White Widow a 7 out of 10 because it doesn't feel like much happened over the course of 4 issues. Next up we have is The Ultimates Volume 1 by Dennis Camp. Fix the World. So, your Ultimates. By the way, this book contains the first 6 issues of Ultimates, along with Ultimate Universe. Ultimate Universe, the thing with this issue was, it was... They print this issue right after Ultimate Invasion concluded. But some weird reason, it felt like basically that this should have been issue 6. But no, all this issue was basically a backdoor pilot to this whole entire... Yeah, it's supposed to be like a backdoor pilot, but... So, Hickman writes this one with Stefano Castelli, and Dennis Camp writes the main series with Juan Ferreira on the artwork. The cover artwork is Derek Ruin, who does the first, pretty much all the issues. He does it with Alejandro Sanchez, issue 1, issue 2 through 6. It's Nadra mentioned, and it also is a free comic day issue done by Ryan Segman, J.B. Meyer, and Brandon Anderson. We started first with Ultimate Universe, which, yeah, that is Brian Hitch's artwork. Yep, I'm sure Brian Hitch was asked. Basically, I can tell by the artwork, that's Brian Hitch. This look at Derek Rowan. That I'm looking at the cover. Yeah, that's Brian Hitch. As for why in the world look like that, I have no idea. So, yeah. So basically, we have Doctor Doom recruiting people. We have this weird simple thing. And by the way, Doc Doom in this book in this universe is not Victor Von Doom. Nope. Doctor Doom is this universe Reed Richards. Oh, and what happened to the Fantastic Four? I think they all died. Yes, he's here with Iron Lad breaking out somebody out of a cell, and it's frickin' Thor. Yep. So it breaks him out. Sip basically notices, basically he's free, so he basically ends up fighting him. And he's here to get his hammer, and his awesome new look for Ultimate Thor. Yes, really cool. He fights through, and then the issue ends with them basically in Stark Tower. where basically Thor asks, "Who is this man?" And it's Captain America Frozen Ice. And of course also Sif goes with them because she's part of this lineup. The Maker, of course, is trapped inside the city. And it's revealed that they have 2 years to basically figure out a way to stop him. Yep. Oh yeah, then this book kind of, you have Thor getting stabbed by evil Captain Britain, who's actually French. Yep, oh don't worry, he survives. And Iron Lad basically crushes his face. And then of course they do heal him. He goes to go to the space station. And of course basically like they contact basically the council. We have Ho-Khan, Children of the Eternal Light, who's represented by the Hulk. The Upper and Lower Kingdoms, represented by a Moon Knight, Society of South America. And they think basically it's Howard Stark. Nope, it's the Sun. The Sun. Interesting. We got loss of your eye, Captain. Yep. And that's the Hulk basically, yes. The Hulk in this universe is evil. Yep, he's a dick. Oh, by the way, there's the space station controlled by Stake Star. The Stain Stark Enterprises. Yes, in this universe, they did a merger, and, like, Obadiah, I think, was killed initially. So, the major Makers Council, North America Zone, redistributed. Yes, so, it cut the epilogue where a whole building had disappeared. And then we have the Free Comic Day issue, which is basically just Cap, Arya, Ice, and seeing dead people. People who was killed off. They killed off the alien Vision, Black Bolt, when he was a child. Yes, when he was a child. And he's not the only one. Apparently they killed off 3D Man as well. Yes, in this remains area. And apparently it looks like they killed Kazar and Zabu. See where it's playing MC Weapon X. Yeah, we have more people coming in here. It's apparently the Hand. Yes, the Hand, which is an agency now in the universe. And then they free Jim Hammond, aka the Human Torch. And they refer himself as the Ultimates. You have a little girl saying, "What is that letter on this head stand for, Mommy?" Yeah. And with a building disappear, and of course they free Cap, who's also we have intro. And of course when they theorize basically of 2 years fix the world, they do in fact look at the footage of Earth 616's Earth 610, and basically is present. And of course basically like they free Cap and explain like the United States broke up, and he's so angry what happened to the country. So basically he wants to save the country and put it back the way it was. Oh yeah, and also there's a villain who controls the White House because apparently he bought the building for some reason. So then Iron Lad proceeds to recruit Hank Pym and Jenna Von Dyne, who are bug exterminators. And of course they do become Giant Man the Wasp. Oh yeah, and then we have this awesome scene where it looks like we have the French Captain Britain taking on the Ultimates. You have Janet put on her suit. And of course basically they help out and they feed him. Oh, like a giant, basically footprint. Here I make a mark, and then we go to Washington D.C., where we have the White House being controlled by, well, they explain what happened here. Apparently, make it go to the moon. Victor Von Neumann disappeared. Oh, JFK did die. Yep. 1969. So that means basically when Richard Nixon became president, basically oh yeah, so the person who took control of the White House is none other than Midas. Yes, a D-list villain who debuted in the pages of Marvel Boy, and he's wearing in this universe he's wearing Howard Stark's first armor. Oh yeah, and also Maker stop Galactus. Yep. Free country, yeah, but he controlled the White House. You should not control the White House. Oh yeah, and also Punisher's here too. And apparently it looks like we have someone wearing the Iron Man War Machine armor fighting Omega Red. We have apparently Raxon building chemical weapons in the Savage Land, like a weapons factory. Punisher is basically killing people like crazy. Yeah, and of course Midas thinks the White House is his home, but no, it's not. It belongs to the country. Oh yeah, he basically gets beaten by the Ultimates. Yep. So, oh yeah, and apparently inside the White House, in the basement, is American Chavez. Yep. I'm sure probably Dance Camp had Thor in because, this is my personal theory, I'm sure that was probably editorial mandate, had be American Chavez. Can't be anybody else, American Chavez. It's almost like basically in the last few years, Marvel Editor is obsessed with this girl. It's like she has to be everywhere. Even if she doesn't need to be, but she does. Issue 3, we're introduced to apparently this universe version of She-Hulk, who was not Jennifer Walters. It is this girl, this Hawaiian girl. Yes. On this place called Gamma Island. They take her down. So of course they do recruit She-Hulk. Well, this world's version of She-Hulk. Except look at this girl like, that's not She-Hulk. But they clarify she is She-Hulk. That's why I think she's not Jennifer Walters. Nope, not Jen Walters. So, at the Sun Convention, she does join the Ultimates. And here is the Hulk, who is bald. Yes, that is the Hulk. Well, apparently, get this, he's in charge of Kunlun. Yes, seriously. And then we get flashback. This already looks like it's not like Phil Noto. I can tell by the art it's Phil Noto. We gotta get a flashback about where they missed the calculation, and like, looks like they crashed not on land but on water. So it looks like all members, 3 members, Fantastic Four all died. So basically, they smashed something. Yeah, and of course, they free whoever this is. It's not like. I think it's supposed to be Doctor Doom, the real one. Yeah, and of course, and then we also introduced to this universe version of Hawkeye, who is a Native American character and not Clint Barton. It's a completely different character. Stark Satellite, the Triskelion is what they call it. Yeah, it's an orbiting platform in this universe instead of being an island. Yep. Yep, so, yeah, Raxon's in control, and of course, basically, it's a Native American character who looks a bit feminine. I'm not sure why they made Hawkeye Native American for. I guess as Camp was told, hey, Hawkeye is an archer. I guess we're going, let's do something different. Let's make him a Native American character, despite the fact the actual Clint Barton is not Native American at all. Oh, and a little fun fact, there was an Ultimate Hawkeye, and he was white. And also, another fun fact, his costume he wore in that comic was actually worn by Jeremy Renner in the movies. Yep. Cap is fine, I have no problem with his costume. Iron Lad, don't have an issue at all. It looks like almost like Silver Centaurian. Thor, no problem. She-Hulk, why Mayor Hawaiian, and of course, and here's Hawkeye. Yep, that is Hawkeye. This Native American character, and of course, we move on to issue 6. Yep, so here you line up with issue 6. We have Human Torch, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, American Chavez, Giant Man, Wasp, Captain America. Iron Lad's always number 2 with Thor and Sif. Sif was never a member of the Avengers in the Prime Continuity. Never. Jim Hammond, yes he was. He was part of Avengers West Coast. American Chavez never joined the Avengers. She was part of the Ultimates, the 6.6 version. She-Hulk, yes, obviously. She, Giant Man, Wasp, and Hawkeye, all Avengers. Doom was... Reed Richards, technically, yes, he was. Doctor Doom in the Prime Universe was not. Except Heroes Reborn, he was. Yes, very briefly. And then you have Hulk fighting She-Hulk, who is not Jen Walters. Yeah, and then you confirm, yes, this is Bruce Banner, who, get this, has the power of Iron Fist, which begs the question, where the heck is Danny Rand? He could be dead, just like May Parker. They killed a lot of people when the universe started. Yep, and then they have the immortal weapons of Hulk, where we have, here numbers, Decay's beautiful daughter, who in the Prime Universe was, she was Tiger's beautiful daughter. Fat Cobra looks pretty much the same. There was also Prince of Meltdowns in the Prime Country, Prince of Orphans. Ultron Brother 235. I don't know if he exists in Prime Country. Bride of Nine World Breakers. In the Prime Country, she was the Bride of Nine Spiders. Yep, that's your 6 mortal weapons. Gammarized. Oh yeah, and also, I think it was Wasp killed Fat Cobra. Yep, Fat Cobra's killed in this issue. Where basically she's swallowed by... Fat Cobra swallows her, and then she pretty much kills him. Yep, kills the guy who in the Prime Universe was in fact a good guy, and was also quite funny too. Except that the recurring joke about this guy is that he's overweight. This would be really a martial artist. So yeah, he's the only confirmed death we have here in these issues. Ireland is almost killed by Hulk. And then it looks like you have Hulk about to kill She-Hulk. And then of course they're all teleported away. Well, actually, Ireland apparently is dead by the end of the book. But really good stuff here. I really enjoy this. I was not a fan of some of the ethnicity changes they had to make characters, but they probably had to do it for reasons. But there's that. So I would do a video, but it's already 11 o'clock, so I'm going to end it here. So I'll do my last comic corner tomorrow. Yep. So yeah. Excuse me. So that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. So I'll see you all tomorrow for more reviews of the daily life of middle-aged online shopper in the world. One comic corner right now. I don't think it'll last Rise in the World unless it releases new episodes tomorrow. It's probably going to be just those 2 tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.